I've been using the SPK3 Fieldpiece infrared and rod thermometer for about a month now. Time to review it. The main purpose of this tool is that you can walk around and take induct or register air temps. It's a little bulky for a pocket tool, but it does fit in my shorts pocket pretty well. Infrared operation. Press the measure hold button and the thermometer will power on. With the thermometer powered on, just hold down and then point. When you release the measure hold button, the temperature will stay recorded on the display screen. The infrared gun has a field of view of 8:1. This means that if you're pointing the laser at an object 8 feet away, you're seeing the average temperature of a 1-foot circle. Rod mode. With the thermometer powered on, press the rod button. The display screen will flip upside down. Push in the blue unlock button to release the probe and move the probe to the up position. There's a small hook on this probe that allows you to hang it from wall ducts. Unfortunately, I have not found a way to make this work on ceiling vents. A nice magnet on this would probably make this a game changer. In the rod mode instructions, it states that it has a 20-second response time. I'm not really sure what this means, but it takes way longer than 20 seconds to reach whatever temperature you're trying to measure in the rod function. It also usually powers off before I get to actually read the current induct temperature. The thermometer will shut off automatically after 3 minutes. T1 and T2 mode will keep the thermometer powered on for up to 15 minutes, but I'll get more into that mode just in a little bit. Just to make sure I wasn't going crazy on the probe's temperature response time, I did a comparison to this cheap meat thermometer that I bought from Home Depot. Both probes sat next to each other at room temperature for about an hour before I did this test. I then tested which would reach the temperature first placed on the supply cooling vent. Then tested which would reach temperature first on the return vent. Unfortunately, the cheap thermometer won both races. T1, T2 mode. Don't like doing math? You don't have to, thanks to the Fieldpiece SPK3's T1, T2 mode. This can be done in both infrared and rod mode. Press the T1, T2 button. Measure hold. Release. Press the T1, T2 button again to take your next temperature. Measure hold, release, hit the T1, T2 button again to subtract or add the temperatures together. Hold down the T1, T2 button to exit. Exact same thing in the rod mode, T1, T2, measure, T1, T2, measure, T1, T2. Hold down to exit. MM mode will measure the minimum and maximum temperature. Press that. Now I'm on max, and the cool thing about this with the infrared, you can press it and it will keep holding that infrared laser on whatever you're measuring for up to 3 minutes, and it will give you the maximum temperature, which is kind of cool. It'll function the exact same way with the minimum setting. Hold down the MM button to exit the mode. To switch between Fahrenheit and Celsius, hold down the T1, T2, and MM buttons at the same time. Power for the thermometer. There's no off button for this thermometer, the SPK3. I'm not really sure why this is. It doesn't really make sense to me, but it does automatically power off after 3 minutes. Replacing the batteries on this thermometer is way more annoying than it needs to be. That's the size of the screw. I think it's like a 00 Phillips head screwdriver needed to undo it. If you're an HVAC technician, this shouldn't be a problem. You should have a pocket screwdriver on you anyways, but I just don't understand why it has to be so small and inconvenient. It uses 2 AAA batteries, which is pretty standard. I dig that, and the cover just snaps back into place, and then you screw down the very, very tiny screw. Overall thoughts on the SPK3 infrared and rod thermometer. I really thought that this would be a game changer, as I wouldn't have to carry around 2 tools, the infrared thermometer and the probe, in my pockets while doing induct checks and vent checks. The infrared gun is awesome. I do love the size compared to other infrared guns that I own, and I like how it's able to clip inside your pocket. Maybe not your shirt pocket, but will definitely work on a shorts or pants pocket or your belt, and it can also clip right into your tool bag pouch. My cat Harvey also thinks the infrared laser on the SPK3 Fieldpiece thermometer kicks ass. Durability of this tool, I am unsure of at this time, but it does not seem to be built very durable. I've also read comments of drops from 5 to 6 feet messing up the calibration of the temperature, but I have not experienced that yet. What really disappoints me about this tool is the probe. You can't hang it in ceiling vents. The response time is extremely slow. It's still gonna be a tool for now that I carry around with me every day, but I probably won't be using the probe function much. I'll be using my cheap thermometer for quick vent checks. And of course, if I'm doing some more serious diagnostics, I'm not gonna be using either one of those. I'll be using these Fieldpiece JobLink psychrometers. Thank you so much for watching this tool review. My name's Dave. Hope to see you on the next one.